Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, hello. My name is Amy. I make 2 or 3 videos a week. Quite often they are beauty reviews like this one. Whenever I review a product, I always assume that you are watching this because you are trying to figure out whether it is worth your money, or in this case, which foundation might be worth your money. So I will always try to include all of the information that you will need. So we talk about what the product claims to do, we will talk about the ingredients, we will talk about my first impressions, we'll do a wear test of each foundation. So hopefully by the end of this video, you will know everything that you need to know about the Charlotte Tilbury foundations. If you enjoyed this video or if you find it helpful, it would really help me if you could give it a thumbs up. I think it will help other people to find the video who also might find it helpful. And it just helps me to know what you would like to see more of. Also, if you're new to my channel, you can subscribe to see more videos like this. I would love to have you around. And finally, it goes without saying that beauty products and what works for our skin is so individual, and I can only share my experiences. I'm certainly not an expert. So if you have tried any of these products before, or if you have any particular opinions about these products, please do feel free to leave them all in the comments so we can all scroll down and learn together. So, Charlotte Tilbury. I have a really strange relationship with the Charlotte Tilbury brand because I want to love it, and I always think their products look so great. I love a lot of their makeup products, I love their Pillow Talk lipstick, and recently I've fallen back in love with this eyeshadow palette. It's called the Stars in Your Eyes palette, and it was one of their limited edition palettes a couple of years ago. I've got it on today. I think it's really beautiful. So I have tried a handful of their products and I have had relatively positive experiences, but every time I see an advert for Charlotte Tilbury, they use such beautiful models who just have perfect skin, and it always makes me feel like, I mean, it just wouldn't look like that on me, you know? But I wanted to put it to the test and I wanted to give it a go. So today, I am going to show you what happened when I tried out all 3 of Charlotte Tilbury's foundations. These are just the liquid foundations, so today we are going to talk about the Light Wonder foundation, the Magic foundation, and the Airbrush Flawless foundation as well. I'm going to be using the samples for this video with the intention of finding the one that I like the best and buying it if I like it enough. Let's start off with the lowest coverage foundation, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder foundation. I really like the sound of this one because they say that it is a lightweight formula that evens out imperfections and moisturises your skin at the same time. I will say, obviously I just have the sample here at the moment, but it's very runny. Like, even as I move the little jar around, it really does run. I'm just going to apply this straight onto my skin using a wet beauty blender. I would normally put concealer on before foundation, but I think it's helpful for these reviews to be able to see what the foundation is really like on its own, so I will go in with concealer afterwards this time. Something that I often like about Charlotte Tilbury foundations is that they have skincare benefits in there as well. So this one, for example, has an SPF to it. I think it's SPF 15. And it is also supposed to be a youth enhancing foundation. So basically that means that it is supposed to reduce the appearance of any wrinkles that you have, all while evening out and smoothing your complexion as well. So that has come out really quite sheer, hasn't it? I will say that it's a nice wash of colour, and it's definitely reduced some of the redness on this side of my face, like it's covered that. But it's incredibly sheer. It is really doing nothing for my under eye bags though. Okay, this is the full face of just the Light Wonder foundation. Actually, now that it is on my skin and it's all blended in, I do actually think it is the right colour for me. I might go 1 shade darker, but no more than that. And this is the absolute palest shade that they do. It's definitely not heavy or cakey. You can see kind of some of my skin's natural like marking through this, but that's not necessarily something that I'm opposed to. It's something that I'm not particularly used to, but I think it's nice to have a nice like lightweight alternative. Okay, so this is my finished makeup look for the day. Yeah, I really like the look of this foundation. I don't know how well it's picking up on the camera, but it is actually very dewy. The Light Wonder foundation costs £34 and it comes in 12 different shades. It has a 4.7 out of 5 rating on the Charlotte Tilbury website, so it seems to be pretty popular with the Charlotte Tilbury customers. The website says that it is oil-free, vegan-friendly, gluten-free, sulfate-free, and not tested on animals. I will say that I didn't find this foundation to be that buildable. I understand that it's a light coverage foundation, but I think it is helpful to be able to kind of layer it a little bit and get a little bit more coverage where you might need it, but I really did have to get that from a concealer when I wore this foundation. Watching those clips back, I think I look a little bit washed out, excuse you. But that might be the colour of the foundation, or it might be how I've done the rest of my makeup that day. It is a really nice foundation if you want to show some of your natural freckles through your foundation, which I think is a really pretty look. It's definitely very glowy. The Light Wonder foundation contains youth boosting actives, which helps to reduce the appearance of wrinkles, and it also evens and smooths out your complexion. It also contains silicone, which sort of blurs the appearance of pores and fine lines. Hello, this is your evening check-in. It's about 8 p.m, I'm shattered. So I'm literally gonna have a shower and then go and read my new Twilight book in bed. But before I take the makeup off, I thought I would just show you how it's fared throughout the day. So this has been on for about 11 hours. As you can see, I mean, it's pretty much not on my skin anymore around here. I think there is some on my forehead, but for the most part, I would say that it's mostly off my face. That being said, I have really enjoyed wearing it today. I filmed a couple of videos and I have filmed quite a lot of Instagram stories, and I've thought in all of them actually that it does look quite nice because it looks so radiant. I think because of how light coverage the foundation was in the first place, now that it's faded, it doesn't look patchy at all. It's just like in some areas it's just kind of not there. It hasn't particularly sunk into any of my pores or any sort of problem areas. I think I probably have rubbed my face quite a lot today just because I've been so tired. So yeah, this is the Light Wonder foundation signing off. In conclusion, I didn't really like this foundation very much, and I wanted to. The light coverage was never really going to wash with me, and it's not what I feel particularly comfortable in. But I was willing to give it a good go, and it didn't wear too well. It didn't cling to any areas, I don't think, but I don't think I would buy this one personally. Obviously, other people might have a very different experience to me, and it was very highly rated on the website, so it looks like other people did have a very different experience to me. That being said, if you are looking for a lightweight foundation, it did feel very comfortable on the skin. It was very dewy when I first applied it, and yeah, if you are blessed with very good skin naturally, this would probably look really pretty on you. So next, let's move on to the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. This is the one that I swear I see everywhere. Another day, another foundation. My skin is really bad at the moment. Not really bad, but I mean, you can see there's kind of a lot going on all around this area. I'm blaming the masks. As always, just for the purpose of the review, I'm not going to conceal anything before I go in with the foundation, just so we can see a really true depiction of the coverage, but I'm going to go in with some concealer and touch it up a bit afterwards, I assume. This one says it's flawless, long-lasting coverage. From what I can gather, I think it's the one that sits in the middle, so it's like the more medium coverage of the three. It's another one with SPF 15. It comes in 20 shades. It's £34. Again, I think they're all £34. And on the website, it has 4.1 out of 5 in terms of its rating. So lower than the Light Wonder, but still quite good. Okay, that's that part of my face done. It is a very creamy texture. It is going on quite flawlessly, as in there's no patches or anything like that. Okay, well, I think it's safe to say that it definitely doesn't do a good enough job of covering up those spots, although I wouldn't necessarily think that it was going to, and I will go in with a concealer for that. I'm confused because it genuinely feels less coverage than the last one, even though it says flawless, long-lasting coverage. Do you see what I mean? Like, it has given me a nice wash of colour, I will say. This side of my face, I think, is much more even than this side. However, it's really not very full coverage at all, which is just not what I thought I was signing up for, to be honest. This one has a real focus on dewiness and on glow, which is obviously very synonymous with the Charlotte Tilbury brand. It contains concentrated mushroom extract as well as vitamin C and hyaluronic filling spheres, which basically creates a kind of more plump, dewy, glowy, healthy kind of look to your skin. And the Magic Foundation is also vegan friendly. Okay, now that it's over my whole face, I do think that it's a very pretty foundation. Again, I still do think that the coverage is much lower than I was expecting, but I don't hate it. It's just not what I was anticipating it was going to look like. Okay, so here is the Magic foundation with a full face of makeup on. As you can see, I put concealer over these spots. They are so stubborn. There's just something about it that I don't really like. I think it is a very pretty foundation. I think it would really suit a lot of people, but I do tend to go for something that is quite a lot more full coverage. So I think for that reason, I don't feel particularly confident in this. I think it makes my other makeup look weird. I don't know. What do you think? I wouldn't say I'm normally a very full coverage kind of gal. To be honest, I would tend to go for a medium coverage foundation. So for that reason, I actually thought that this was going to be my favourite one, but it's just something that, I don't know. I feel like I've got a lot of redness and it just doesn't really neutralise it very well. I will say that it sits very comfortably on my skin. It doesn't feel like I've got anything on. It's just not my jam, you know? It's just a bit too light coverage for me, I think. Yeah, those are all my thoughts. Like, if you look, I mean, I haven't blended my makeup in very well, to be fair, but you can really see just every imperfection in my skin still. And this is with a fairly thick layer of it on. I don't know, yeah, I don't feel very like comfy in this. I feel quite exposed. I must have got this confused because this one was definitely more sheer than the Light Wonder foundation from the first day that I tried it. How I managed to choose the day when my skin was the worst it had been in a really long time to try the lightest coverage foundation, I honestly don't know. However, I was still impressed. I wasn't too keen on it when I was wearing it, but I took a few photos in it and also obviously did that video. And watching those back, I think I do actually really like it. I think the blemishes aside, I really like the glow that it gives, and I think it did make my skin look very healthy. So last but not least, let's move on to the Airbrush Flawless foundation. So this is their fullest coverage foundation. And to be honest, I had my doubts because I'm not usually a fan of full coverage foundations. I like moderate coverage foundations, and that was something that I hadn't really found yet. So we are now onto the last foundation of this experiment, and it is the Airbrush Flawless foundation. They promise that this will stay in place all day and all night. It is a full coverage foundation with a flawless, matte, long-lasting finish. So let's give it a go. I have actually tried this one before. It was the first one I actually tried for this video, but the footage has evaporated into thin air. So we're going again. I haven't actually used this colour before though. I have gone for the colour 02 with a cool undertone. They have a tool on their website where you can put in, I think they've got such a huge long list of brands, and you can choose the foundation that you know matches your skin really well, and then they tell you which colour to go for. So I used that to get this colour, and I based it off the Clinique Anti-Blemish Solutions foundation, which is my everyday foundation normally. I really like the packaging, the glass. I like the, is this frosted glass? I think it is. I think it's really pretty, and it feels really expensive, which is good because it is not a cheap foundation. This cost £34. Okay, it is more liquidy than you would imagine of a really full coverage foundation. Ooh, that looks very light for me. So once that's blended out, actually compared to the colour of my neck, it is not a bad match at all. Obviously, usually I would apply concealer before foundation. Actually, some people don't, do they? I think that's one of the steps that the most people kind of disagree on. Let me know, do you apply concealer before or after your foundation? Okay, I've used 2 full pumps of the foundation to get it to cover my whole face. I do like the finish of this one. It is matte but without looking very chalky. I'm very relieved that it is the right colour, because obviously I've bought this one. I remember that I liked it from before, but it was definitely in the wrong colour. So it was annoying me that I couldn't find the footage and I didn't have another sample, so I just bit the bullet and bought it. And I'm pleased with my decision so far. It definitely feels very comfortable on the skin. I will do the rest of my makeup and then check back in with you. Okay, I have just finished applying my makeup for the day. Here it is. I'm really impressed with how it has all gone on top of the foundation. And I meant to put concealer on, as I said, but then I realised about halfway through my makeup that I'd forgotten that step because I genuinely just don't think I need it with this. So yeah, I really love this foundation. I'm glad it's the one that I bought because even though it is the most full coverage, and I would say that normally I'm a medium coverage kind of gal, I do think it is my favourite because I think it looks flawless. Not to sound too cliche, but it does look flawless. And so yeah, I'm a big fan of it. You might recognise this makeup as the makeup that I've been wearing throughout this whole video. I'm filming this video later on today. Obviously I already know what my thoughts are because I have tried this foundation before and then obviously lost that footage. So I will still show you a wear test now, like after this clip, so you can see how it has lasted throughout the whole day. But I think this is my favourite one. It's worth noting that the Airbrush Flawless foundation does not have an SPF, or not that I could see, so you will need to include an SPF elsewhere in your routine. Charlotte Tilbury claims that this product is sweat proof, humidity proof, waterproof and transfer resistant as well. The website also says that it uses this beauty skin algorithm, which basically means that when you first apply the foundation to the skin, it will look a slightly different colour, and then it is supposed to kind of almost camouflage in with the colour of your skin, obviously within reason. But I will actually say, from that clip that you just saw, I do agree. When I first put it on, it looked so light, but after it had been on my skin for a little while, it looked right, it looked like the right colour. And they claim that it moisturises for 24 consecutive hours after you apply it, and that skin increases in moisture by 216% within the first hour that you put it on. Good evening, I just thought I would quickly check in and show you how the foundation is holding up. It has been on for I think 15 or 16 hours now, and honestly, like, you can maybe see a little bit of oil starting to come through on my T-zone, but I cannot fault this foundation. It has still stayed so perfectly in place, and I've been sat at my laptop all day, so I've been like rubbing my face and I've had my hands all over my face. So I think it's really good. So in terms of my opinions and my final thoughts, as you know by now, this one is my favourite, the Airbrush Flawless. I've got it on today, I've had it on for a good few hours now, and it's faring very well. This one I think does give you a little bit of kind of a youthful, healthy glow while still providing that coverage that you want. And I will say that I think it does look both airbrushed and flawless. I can't really fault this at the moment. It's really interesting that I've completely disagreed with all of the ratings on the website. So in terms of the ratings, like the numbers out of 5, the Light Wonder foundation was the best, followed by the Magic foundation, followed by the Airbrush Flawless, whereas I would actually say that the Airbrush Flawless is my favourite, followed by the Magic foundation, and then the Light Wonder foundation would come in last for me personally. To me, whether it's worth the £34 price tag really comes down to how long the bottle lasts, but in terms of the actual coverage and the way that it sits on my skin, I literally feel like I don't have any foundation on. Like, it's not uncomfortable at all. I am very impressed with this, and I used 2 pumps on my face today and it has covered my skin nicely. So yeah, in conclusion, the Airbrush Flawless foundation wins. Thank you for watching all the way through this video. I feel like it's been a really long one and I haven't even edited it all together yet. I will leave links to all of the products that I've mentioned in the description box. I will put them through the ASOS website and also the Charlotte Tilbury website as well, just in case that you would like to go ahead and buy those for yourself. They will be affiliate links, which basically means that if you do choose to purchase through those links, I will get a very small cut of commission from those sales. Obviously, please don't buy anything that you weren't going to buy anyway, but it is a really great way to support this channel and the time and effort that I put into making these videos if you would like to do that. And it's at no additional cost to you either. That money comes to me from the retailer. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you have found it helpful or if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me. Also, if there are any other products that you would like to see me review or other brands that you would like me to do these kind of comparison videos for, please do let me know, because I'm always on the lookout for new ideas and new brands. Thank you very much for watching me and my Airbrush Flawless foundation, and now off to make some lunch. I will see you in a few days. Bye guys.